Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the BOCC statutory meetings. Today's date is Tuesday, May 12th, and the time is 9:01 a.m. We'll call this meeting to order. First up, we have the Pledge of Allegiance. Paula, would you lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We will take attendance, beginning with Ms. Mitchell.
Cynthia Mitchell, County Attorney.
Paula McFeeters.
Zach Swearingen.
Miles Lucero.
Thank you to everybody else in attendance. Are there any modifications to today's agenda?
There are none.
I'll ask for a motion to approve today's agenda.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. That'll bring us to public comment. I didn't have anybody on the list out there. Is anyone here in the chamber for public comment? Going once, going twice? No. Okay. We now have a proclamation recognizing May as Older Americans Month. I can read this first one, then I'll split the second one between the two of y'all, if that's okay, because this one's a little bit shorter. Older Americans Month, officially observed in May 2026. President John F. Kennedy met with the National Council of Senior Citizens in April of 1963, thereby leading to the designation of the month of May as Senior Citizens Month. And whereas in 1980, President Jimmy Carter designated May as Older Americans Month, which has become a tradition whereby every president has since issued a formal proclamation asking the entire nation to acknowledge and pay tribute to the contributions of current and past older persons, to include those who defended our country. And whereas the County of Pueblo is comprised of older Americans who contribute greatly to our community, through their life experience and wisdom. And whereas the County of Pueblo is committed to supporting older adults as they take charge of their health, explore new opportunities and activities, and focus on independence. And whereas the community provides opportunities to enrich the lives of all ages by involving older adults in the redefinition of aging in our community, promoting home and community-based services that support independent living, encouraging older adults to speak up for themselves and others, and providing opportunities for older adults to share their experience. And whereas the Pueblo Advisory Council on Aging and the Pueblo Area Agency on Aging will present the Soaring Senior Community Award at a centenarian celebration on Friday, May 15th, 2026. Now, therefore, we, the Board of County Commissioners of Pueblo County, by the authority vested in us, do hereby proclaim the month of May 2026 as Older Americans Month in the County of Pueblo, Colorado, and encourage every resident to take time to acknowledge older adults and the people who serve them as a powerful and vital individuals who greatly contribute to our community. Would you guys like to say anything? That was longer than I thought, sorry. Out of breath.
I would just like to say thank you all for being here. It's very nice to see some friendly faces in the crowd. I talk a lot about young people in our community and how we have to prioritize them and have programs for the youth, because I think I know they are our next generation of leaders. However, our community doesn't exist without our elders. And I hope folks know how much respect I have for all of the people that came before us, the leaders of our community, including folks in this room that made Pueblo County what it is. So thank you very much for being here. Looking forward to that celebration on Friday. And I think Commissioner McFeeters has more details on that, maybe now or later. But thanks for being here. We appreciate you.
Yes, I concur. I can't really add much more than to say thank you for the work that you do to honor our folks that SRDA serves, our older community. They are the history of Pueblo, and it's a rich history. It's a vibrant history, and we pass along the things that we learn, not just to our kids, but to those that come from other communities. Pueblo's rich in that. And so these moments when we get to honor that and have a proclamation, I take it seriously, because it's something we don't just say in a proclamation. Pueblo does it. So I want to say thank you to all of you. And Commissioner, is it time to take a photo with?
Yeah, is there anybody here that would like to speak on behalf of this proclamation? Absolutely. Come on up. Sure.
That works.
My name is Carla Garcia, and I'm the chairperson of the Pueblo Advisory Council on Aging. PACA consists of 12 volunteer members representing 60+ adults from Pueblo County. Our mission is to promote and encourage comprehensive planning for services to the aging and to advocate for the highest standards of living for every person 60 or older. We are an advisory council to the Pueblo Area Agency for Aging that is funded by the Older Americans Act. The Pueblo Advisory Council on Aging, along with the Pueblo Area Agency, Aging, I always get that, Area Agency on Aging, we're excited to announce our upcoming Legends and Leaders Luncheon, celebrating 100 years of living life well. It is scheduled on May 15th, 2026 at St. Joseph's Parish, beginning at 11 o'clock a.m. This special event honors our incredible senior community, particularly those that are 98 years or older, and it celebrates seniors who have made a meaningful impact through volunteering. We will also be recognizing an amazing senior, a soaring senior. Her name is Patricia Gonzalez. She was selected to this year's soaring senior as this year's recipient. She was selected from a field of high caliber senior volunteers that were nominated by either individuals or by organizations that share their stories. This year, we will be honoring 17 attendees along with our soaring senior. There will be a silent auction, and lunch will be catered by SRDA. Entertainment will be provided by Carlos Kroll and the boys. And so we're excited for that. I also want to mention that no taxpayer money is used for this event. It is privately funded by donations. The PACA Council volunteers spend many, many hours planning and organizing this annual event. We are excited for this year's event, and we are excited that Commissioners McFeeters and Lucero will be in attendance. So thank you so much, and thank you to all our PACA Council members. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'd like to acknowledge real quickly, my administrator, Trisha Ayala, raise your hand. Trisha's a doer, and when she saw the opportunity to help and assist with this board, I was in full support, and she's done a great job. And I just want to say thank you, Trisha. I know you spend a lot of hours and time, and I'm happy as a commissioner to lend that to all the work that you all do. So thank you for sitting here and letting me drag you out of your office for this moment.
Yeah, I mean, I would just, not much to add. I think it's been well said already, but just thank you to PACA. 60 years old isn't that old at all.
That's because you're getting up there.
Yeah, probably, right? I keep seeing more and more great. But yeah, I would again agree with my colleagues in just the admiration that we have for anybody that is your quote unquote elder, because wisdom is passed. That is how younger generations learn, and we need to encourage the younger generations to really seek out folks who have lived. I mean, people have a lot of stories, and to be able to convey that wisdom is really powerful. And you're going to get a lot more out of that, I think, than watching a video online or anything else like that. So please let us know whatever we can continue to do to help y'all out, and to just encourage, quite frankly, the youth to pursue some of that knowledge and that wisdom, because there's a lot of it there, and there's a lot of caring from older generations that want to see the future look brighter. So thank you all very much. Can we want to take a picture? Yeah? All right. We can sit out in front of you. You guys got that.
All right, I will keep it rolling with another proclamation. You can be the judge if it's more or less exciting. This is for World Facility Management Day, May 12th, 2026. Whereas World Facility Management Day aims to recognize the efforts of the facility management profession anywhere that facility management professionals influence the health, safety, productivity, and well-being of people who utilize the built environment. And whereas facility managers perform and oversee a variety of essential functions, including cleaning, security, maintenance, grounds, management, emergency response, disaster mitigation, project management, real estate management, and sustainability planning. And whereas facility managers perform essential duties in response to crises such as the COVID-19 pandemic, ensuring Pueblo County staff return to the safest buildings possible. And whereas
Organizations such as the International Facility Management Association, IFMA, serve the global facility management community through career development, learning, networking opportunities, and leadership skills to empower facility managers to solve the challenges today and in the future. And whereas we are grateful for the positive impact facility managers have on our infrastructure, the safety of our population and our economy, and whereas it is fitting and proper to recognize the efforts of organizations and individuals working to ensure a safer built environment, happy and healthy occupants, and a sustainable world, now we therefore, the Board of County Commissioners, by the authority vested in us, do hereby proclaim May 12th, 2026 as World Facility Management Day in the County of Pueblo, Colorado. In witness thereof, we hereunto set our hands and cause the seal of the County of Pueblo to be affixed this 12th day of May, 2026, the Board of Pueblo County Commissioners. Have anybody here?
Anyone here that would like to speak on behalf of this?
Okay.
Okay, come on up, Wes.
Morning, Commissioners. Of course, normally I'm staff architect, but for the last 13 and a half years, I've also been a member of the facilities department. And what I do every day and what I've learned over the years is because of this wonderful team that I work with every day, and discussing with Cliff, I said, hey, you know what? Facility Management Day is coming up. We ought to do something. So this is, of course, the first time we've asked to do a proclamation, but they've been doing it, I think, 20 some years as a World Facility Management Day. So the facility management profession is becoming so much more professional year after year. You know, we've got teams that do so much with CMMS systems and monitoring energy and building comfort. Everything as far as technology goes is just keeps increasing and increasing. But we just wanted to recognize, of course, Cliff couldn't be here today, but to recognize this team because they're usually behind the scenes. Everybody doesn't usually see them. And a number of them were going to be here today, but I got a text that, sorry, but the chiller at CSS is down. So everybody's scrambling to get that back up and running. So they're doing their important jobs as we speak. So sorry, so you know. But appreciate the board recognizing, like I said, this incredible team that we work with.
Absolutely. You want this proclamation, Weston?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be great. We'll put it up in our office space once it's back up and running.
Like a typical facility manager, no photo, just behind the scenes, right?
Sure, you can come stand up here if you want.
Thank you.
All right.
I appreciate you actually bringing that to our attention. I think the number of buildings that are owned by the county and the number of people that work to keep it seamlessly going, well overdue that we acknowledge that. And I just want to say it's not an easy job in facilities management because it's everything, right? So my huge gratitude relayed to you, to your team and those you work with on behalf of the board. We fully acknowledge and I look at this building, which is built in the early 19th century, how complicated it is to keep it a comfortable environment. It wasn't built for that. You know, it was built for no air conditioning. And you look at the generational changes of building structures and what you all do to keep them pleasant for everybody. Hands down, thanks to you and your team. And I can't think of a better acknowledgement. More than a proclamation, a thank you, is something that we should do more often. So thank you for bringing that up.
Well said.
Yeah, yeah, can't add much to that, just expressing our gratitude for a lot of that unseen work. The only thing I would add is we are trying to reduce the amount of those buildings that y'all have to have management over, so. Yeah, extend our gratitude, please, to everybody in facilities, because we appreciate it. That'll bring us into our consent agenda, Ms. Mitchell.
Thank you. Good morning, Commissioners. We have 2 items on this morning's consent agenda. Again, the resolution extending the Pueblo County Davis Mortuary Disaster and/or Emergency Declaration for another 7 days. And then we also have a resolution appointing the Joint Partnership Community Services Funding Agreements for fiscal year 2026, recommended by the Community Services Advisory Commission.
Okay. Got nothing. You guys good?
Yeah, I think I'm good.
I will ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. That'll bring us into our regular agenda, Ms. Mitchell.
Thank you. We have 4 items at the beginning of our regular agenda, the first of which 5A, 4 items related to DHS matters. The first one, 5A, is a resolution approving the agreement for community-based clinical services between Savio House and Pueblo County DHS, presented by Chris Reed, Deputy Director of Protective Services.
Thank you. Good morning, Commissioners. Chris Reed with Child Welfare. I am requesting permission to enter into 2 core services contract, one with Savio House and one with State of Grace. Pueblo County Child Welfare Core Services allocation is 80% provided by state and federal funding and 20% county match that is already budgeted in Fund 204. Core services funds are the payer of last resort and cannot be used on expenditures where there's another source of payment. The contract with Savio House is $100,000 for community and home-based services for child welfare families. Last fiscal year, 24-25, we spent just under $70,000 on services through Savio House. And so far this current fiscal year, we have spent about $39,000. Any questions on our contract with Savio House?
Ms. Reed, I'm just curious, can you describe for us what are some of those community and home-based services, some specific examples?
The Savio House does a lot of our high-level therapeutic supervised visitation with families or supported family time. They also do therapeutic community-based services with mental health therapy, and they worked with families with the MST, FFT, and substance use interventions, and they also do our high fidelity wraparound, which is a program that we try to use instead of placing kids out of the home, is to keep for those high level intense services with complex families that instead of putting the child in a residential, the residential comes to the child as far as services wrap around the family.
Thank you. Are they local?
They are in Denver and Colorado Springs.
And I noticed that you have 100,000 limit for the year
Yes.
contracted. How many homes do you service in that amount of range of service pay?
It depends on what service, because their menu of services have different amounts attached. So I don't know the amount of families, but we do use a lot of their services.
I would imagine some of it is pretty costly if you've got a high need.
Yes.
I don't have any other questions.
Nor do I. I would just say thank you for getting this in front of us. I see that the contract doesn't start until June 1st, 2026. I know we end up retroactively approving a lot of contracts, so thanks for being ahead of this and getting in front of us. And yeah, good luck.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Yeah, I would just echo that and say thank you for this and all the work that you guys do.
Thank
So,
you.
appreciate it. I will ask for a motion to approve item 5A.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
And Commissioners, 5B is the contract between the State of Grace and Pueblo County that Deputy Director Chris referenced. Is there further information?
Yes.
Okay.
So on that contract with State of Grace, the contract is $70,000 for mental health therapy, mentoring, and substance use dependency services. Last fiscal year, 24-25, we spent around $3,000 on services. And this fiscal year so far, we've spent about $5,000 with that agency. Little bit of different services, but it allows families to have options with their services.
Is that pretty standard, that 3 to 5, I mean, sub 10 grand?
With this agency, again, it's a services. If we had a family that didn't have Medicaid, you would see that number be much higher. So it just depends on the needs of the family. And as the payer of last resort for core services, that's why the amount starts pretty high, but they access private insurance or Medicaid, things like that. That's why you see some agencies, we don't spend as much, but we have the capacity to, in case we get those families that need that service.
Got it. Okay. I got nothing else.
Good.
I'm good. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank
Yep.
you. I'll ask for a motion to approve item 5B.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
Thank you. That takes us to item 5C, a resolution approving the agreement between Posada and Pueblo County DHS presented by Russell Guerrero.
Commissioners,
Wow.
as you recall, these contracts came about when we did our RFQ that ended May 1st to try to spend some of this TANF money that we had
Oh, okay.
for this past fiscal year. This first contract is with Posada. It is in the amount of 114,125. They'll be serving needy families and so that the children can be cared for in the home and reduce out of wedlock pregnancies. As you recall, those are the two of the four purposes of TANF. These are not Pueblo County purposes. These are federal mandated purposes to spend the TANF money. This contract will be reimbursed, so monthly invoices. So when we did the RFQ, we had 6 good contracts or providers that could provide these services. Posada was one. So they will be doing this out of their 2 homes. Posada's Elko Family Shelter and the Supportive Service Centers on Belmont. They'll do intake and assessments and try to hook up these families with services, not only within their own facility, but in the community as well. So they get a lot of families coming into Posada so they can set them up to make sure they stay together and hopefully get them housed. We'll be looking at their, for success, we'll be looking at their data at the end, of how many families they served. And they'll do exit surveys as well with the families to see how the services went over. Any questions on the Posada contract?
The funding amount that we're giving them sounds like it's paying for the staff to do that
Yeah,
particular assessment.
it's for the staff to deliver. It's for some of their payroll, of course, and then some of their activities. So we have a good list of direct case management, program oversight, all life skills classes, direct client assistance, all those listed. So that's how they came up with their amount.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Guerrero, is my understanding correct that these TANF funds must be expended by June 30th of 2026?
Yes,
Is that expended and reimbursed from the county, or is that just expended?
just expended. So our reimbursement, all the providers understand we have about a 30-day lapse before we could reimburse. But as long as the services were rendered and the invoices were given to us by June 30th, we're fine.
Okay. Is it fair to say that for several of these contracts, they're large dollar amounts and there's a tight timeline? Are these TANF funds going to offset some of the typical operational costs for some of these organizations in the immediate term?
In the 2 months that they're serving, they'll definitely do that. We can't do it for other than the May and the June in the contract. All of the funds are strictly, guidelines on how we can spend them or utilize them. So everything they have listed in their RFQ is excellent RFQs, by the way. So we went over with the county attorney and everything that they could expend the money on. There was a couple adjustments that we had to do with the contracts, and they were quick to change if there was something listed that couldn't be covered with the TANF funds. But yes, there'll be May and June, there'll be services, and we will reimburse for those services.
Excellent. I just want to say thank you to you and your staff and the county attorney's office for turning these around so quickly. Thank you to the folks in the community that were able to get their thorough proposals in. And please do everything in your power to get these dollars spent, because as you know, if we don't spend them, then they leave Pueblo County. So thanks for all the hard work working together to get this done.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you.
don't use it, you lose it. So, yeah, I
Definitely.
would just echo that and thank you all. I will ask for a motion to approve item 5C.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
Thank you. Item 5D is a resolution approving the agreement between United Way of Pueblo and Pueblo County, also presented by Mr. Guerrero.
This is another contract, another one of our great community providers in United Way. This is for the amount of $198,999. United Way will utilize the TANF funding May through June period to support families with children who are unemployed, underemployed, and working toward financial stability. This proposal will align with the three purposes of TANF: serving needing families so children are cared for in their homes, promoting job preparation and work, and reducing out-of-wedlock pregnancies through youth development. United Way will employ and enhance an existing coordinated system of services to rapidly identify, engage TANF and eligible families, connect them with resources, and support stabilization and movement toward employment. Services will be delivered through United Way's Community Resource Hub, Economic Mobility and Opportunities Programs, Youth Mentoring, and Nonprofit LED Leadership Empowerment and Development Center. Of course, United Way is one of our great community partners. Their successes will be measured by increased engagement with the TANF eligible families, improved connection to coordinated services. They'll keep track of number of TANF eligible families served, types of services accessed by participating families, number of referrals made and completed, participation in financial coaching and workforce readiness services, youth engagement during mentoring to transition periods, and coordination with partner organizations. So because that RFQ was so quick and we needed a rapid response, organizations like United Way, Posada, we've got three others that were lesser amounts that also have very good things to provide the community. So I think the RFQ was a great success. And these are two organizations that were able to utilize the money quickly. I'll present probably two more contracts next week. We're doing good.
Can I ask you, sir, out of that, I can't remember the dollar amount. I think it was $800,000-ish that we had that was going to have to be returned to the state. If that's the accurate number, you can correct me if not. Of that number, how much do you see us being able to get out the door in this quick time frame?
Roughly, if we look at that 800,000 to $1 million that possibly could have went back to the state, we're looking at least getting about close to $500,000 that is remaining here with all the contracts total up.
I guess the most important thing that you'll do is the measurements after
Yes.
the funding is spent, and to align with the TANF requirements. That will be the measurement for the success of rolling those funds out so quickly.
Yes.
So thank you for that explanation.
You know, what's nice about this is it's not just this 2 months. I think we can build on this for the future, for the year. We'll find out our allocation in June of what we're going to get next year. But if these are tech or getting families some services and stuff, we could certainly look at continuing some of them.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Shanna. And to everybody else. I will ask for a motion to approve item 5D.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Russ.
Thank you. That takes us to item 5E, a resolution approving the athletic court course use agreement between Pueblo Parks and Rec and the City of Pueblo for the use of the City Park tennis courts.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning,
I'm excited to share this important partnership opportunity between Pueblo County Parks and Recreation and the City of Pueblo to expand tennis programming at City Park this summer. The Pueblo County Parks and Recreation continues to grow recreational opportunities throughout the county. Through this partnership, the county will operate youth tennis programs at City Park Tennis Complex, one of the premier tennis facilities in southern Colorado with 17 hard surface courts dedicated to community play, lessons, and tournaments. This partnership is significant because it allows both agencies to work together to maximize public assets, expand programming opportunities, and better serve families throughout Pueblo County and the City of Pueblo. Rather than duplicating services, we leverage existing facilities, county staff, and regional partnership to provide more accessible and affordable youth recreational programming. This program will offer 2 sessions this summer to increase accessibility for working families and youth across our region. These programs focus on beginner or entry-level lessons, helping youth develop not only tennis fundamentals, but also sportsmanship, confidence, teamwork, and healthy lifestyle. In addition, this program is being developed with financial sustainability in mind. Registration fees will cover the operational costs associated with the program. The Parks and Recreation is actively pursuing grants and sponsorship opportunities to further support programming and to purchase equipment needs. This approach allows us to expand recreational opportunities for the community with no additional impact to the county general fund budget. This initiative will also align with our long-term vision by building sustainable and collaborative recreational system throughout Pueblo County. As a newer department established in 2022, Pueblo County Parks and Recreation continues to focus on expanding services, strengthening partnerships, and creating opportunity for the youth and family in our communities we serve. Most importantly, this partnership demonstrates on how local government can work together to run efficient public resources while improving quality of life to our residents. We are excited to continue to build the relationship and provide meaningful recreational opportunities for the community. Thank you, and do you have any questions?
I would just say thank you to, I know that Miles worked hard with you on this. So thank you for filling a void that was going to be there. And yeah, I mean, thank you for not asking us for money, really.
Yes.
And you know, just keep us in the loop on where we can be of assistance, and where even if you need letters of recommendation for grants or anything like that, please let us know. But just, yeah, thanks guys for putting this on.
Yes, we submitted for 2 grants last week, and then we're also looking at multiple partnerships. And Sarah Skinner's working extremely hard on that.
That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Commissioner Lucero. I've received a lot of comments in the public arena about how thankful folks are that the county stepped up. And it is really nice to see us be the answer to a problem that doesn't cost the taxpayer anything. This is really an opportunity for us to provide a service that not a lot of folks know we have a Parks and Rec department. So I want to make sure we highlight the fact that it's for our Parks and Rec doing that programming, and it's awesome to see that partnership between us and the city in a time when they can't provide it. So thank you to your team, and thank you to you, Commissioner, for taking the lead on it. I think it is something that in the future will give our community a lot of hope and our young people an understanding that when we work together, we can solve problems and make it happen. So it's pretty awesome to see. Thank you.
Yes. Well, and I want to take a moment and thank my team for working through the program plan to make sure that it wouldn't hit the county budget. So
It's great.
Yeah, I was bugging you guys a lot last week, and I just really appreciate you all. This is, I'd love to take the credit for it, but it's community, right? It's the community making their voice heard, saying, hey, we need these programs. It's other entities stepping up and saying, hey, how can we help financially? And then it's our staff being rock stars and getting it done. So thank you again. I appreciate it. I was telling people, you know, if I couldn't get this one done at the intersection of tennis and politics, then I probably don't deserve to have this job. So this one's near and dear to my heart, so thanks for all the help. And I did just want to say kind of mechanically, what's happening here is we're approving a court use agreement with the city. That's kind of the easy way to memorialize that we're doing this and as opposed to having go through the IGA, MOU, city council process. So not that city council has not been supportive of this effort. It's just, this is the quicker way to get it done. Can you talk about, ma'am, when we might post those tennis instructor jobs and when registrations may open for these programs?
My team is working behind the scenes right now. As soon as this is approved today, they're already ready to send it over to Anthony and it'll go out this morning. And then as soon as we get the facility use agreement back from the city, that'll be signed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So where's the bocce ball courts at?
Where do you see that?
That
It's
is right
on their
near the
list.
park maintenance building.
What is it?
It's right near the park maintenance building at City Park.
Oh. Interesting. I will ask for a motion to approve item 5E.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 And motion passes. Thank you.
Okay, our next item, 5F, is a resolution approving the shared use agreement for access and parking between Purple Mountain Holdings LLC and Pueblo County, presented by Gavin Wilney, Deputy County Attorney.
Good morning, Commissioners. Thank you. This is not anything super exciting. It's just an agreement related to the conveyance of the Bowman Mansion. As you may know, the parking lots next, I guess, east of the mansion are divided between 3 parcels, 2 of which we are retaining to use as overflow IT parking. But part of the agreement that we reached with the buyers of the Bowman Mansion was to permit them to access that parking lot and use a certain number of spaces. And that was necessary to their rezoning and development of that building. So that's all this is, but I'm happy to answer any questions.
No, I just thank you for getting it done. We've been working on this for quite some time, so thank you.
Yeah,
you.
absolutely. And it's my understanding that they will be presenting to the city planning board tomorrow. And so that's why this is an important thing to get done today.
Yeah, I would just, the only other thing that I would say is just thank you to the city, because I talked to them on this, and it was, they very quickly addressed some issues, so, just thanks for their quick reaction as well.
And just as a reminder to the community, this is an asset that the county has owned for a while and we were able to sell it and repurpose it.
Asset?
It was an asset, a historical asset.
Yeah.
But that it can be remade into something that will provide a business opportunity. And so we're glad to let go of real estate that we aren't utilizing in a way that is productive. So thank you again to your staff and I consider it a win that we took one item
I
off
agree.
the inventory.
I agree. I think it's certainly an asset to the folks who purchased it, and excited to see that coming to fruition. But yeah, it's just tongue in cheek, but it was not being utilized to the fullest capability under the county's ownership. So I'm really happy to see this, among other things, moving out from underneath our responsibility.
Absolutely.
You, Gavin?
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. I will ask for a motion to approve item 5F.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Bring us into
That
abatements.
takes us to abatements. There are a number of them with the total abated tax value of $609,214.12. And our assessor has joined us in the event you have questions about any of these items or he has any comments he would like to make.
More than, Frank, more than half of that total abated value is off that Black Hills property.
Frank Belgian, County Assessor. Yes, that was a state assessed property and they made a decision during the appeals process. From my understanding was Black Hills reported something wrong. And when they redid it, then that was the huge one. The other one was the numerous ones for AKN Enterprises that were about 10,000 apiece. There was they did a split on all these properties prior to them protesting the properties. We did the split in the new subdivision. We created some new parcels and then AKN protested the original parcel before it was
Split.
before the new numbers were created. We created them after that. It was kind of just missed in the process. So when the BAA did their adjustment, we had to go back and put these back on and take them off. So since then, we've changed our policy on what we do, and during protests, we don't allow any splits or combines. So we shouldn't run into this again.
Thank you for that explanation. That was going to be my question.
Yeah, it's just a timing thing.
Okay.
So with our new system, we've learned we've got to stop all splits and combines before, until protest is over and CBOE is over. And then after BAA, then once we get that, we get it going, and we shouldn't have this ever again.
Thank you.
And I say shouldn't, just in case.
Okay.
20 years, there's always something new to catch, Mr. Beltran.
20, 40. Yeah, there's always something. So, and the more you switch programs, and the program's amazing, but it's a learning curve.
Right.
Yeah, there's some in there that you see as shouldn't have been picked up since 2026 until 2026. Well, just because we didn't set in flag in the new system, it automatically gave it a value for 25, and it shouldn't have rolled over until 26. So that's some of those too. So there's things that we've learned and we've corrected.
Okay. Appreciate it,
Thank you.
Frank.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I will ask for a motion to approve items. Geez, we really had 26, huh? It's all the way A to Z. Look at that.
Z.
There's something squirrely with that. I will ask for a motion to approve items 6A through Z on the abatements.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. That will bring us into commissioner comments. I can go first, real quick. It's National Police Week, Friday being National Peace Officers Memorial Day on Friday at 9 a.m. at the Riverwalk, at the AMR Confluence Plaza Pueblo. We'll be observing the Fallen Officer Memorial. Tomorrow I have the Homelessness Advisory Commission meeting that is open to the public. It's at 3 o'clock over at the Emergency Services Center right across the street. There's some racing going on out at PMI this weekend, the 15th through the 17th. During the jail ribbon cutting, I mentioned something about racing and made a little joke about racing on that new road, and people getting a lot of tickets on that new road. So slow down, I guess. The only other thing, well, I was able to go. We had a break in football games this weekend for my kids, and we went down to the Waterworks Park. It's cold, but it is such an attribute to this community. If you guys haven't been down there, that Waterworks Park is something that I'm not aware of existing anywhere else in the state. I mean, I know that we get hundreds of people down there when the weather warms up quite a bit. Hopefully, it is as well visited this summer. We didn't have the snowfall that we all wanted, but yeah, it is such a cool thing down there. I walked out and there was a big log, like there's that big kind of levee and then the little like centerpiece that you can take a kayak or a tube down, and somebody had put a big log out in the middle, and I rolled up my jeans and walked out there to like move the log so people could go down it, and it was almost comical because there's a lot of moss on that thing, and I started like slowly getting pushed down and had to use the log and all this other stuff to catch myself. So it was almost an accident.
Oh, boy.
So and the only other thing, I know that Trish, we want to welcome you, and then we'll have you come up if you'd like to say a few words, but I'll let you kind of introduce yourself as well. So that's all I've got.
I wanted to quickly give a shout out to the staff over at North Mesa Elementary, my proud alma mater. I was able to participate in their career day last week with several groups of 4th and 5th graders. And like I've said many times, interacting with the little ones is just the best part of this job. We did a really fun like budget project where we had different projects that cost different amount of money and the group had to vote. It was a blast. So thanks to the school for including me, and in general, thank you to all of our teachers. The school year is wrapping up, and last week was Teacher Appreciation Week. Whatever that, whoever the National Holiday Approval Authority says that last week is Teacher Appreciation Week. But I think it's a great chance now that we're wrapping up. We all have little ones in school. Teachers make our community go round. They're absolutely foundational to what we can do as a community. So I just wanted to say thank you to all the teachers in my life, all the teachers in my little one's life, and all the teachers across Pueblo County that help make our community great. Thanks.
Thank you.
Go ahead. I would love to have our new HR executive officer present herself.
Actually, Trish, if you don't mind, can you come up here?
Yeah.
Camera could probably see better. Yeah, you see right
Just turn the little red light on. So we'll be having, thank you for coming, and we'll be, real quickly, I mean, we are planning to have our C-suite up here presenting to both the county as an organization and the general public more frequently. We don't want y'all in here if there's no need to just sit here, but you're gonna have a lot to say. And we want to be as transparent as we possibly can, so.
Well, good morning. My name is Trish Turner. I am very honored to be joining you as our new Chief Human Resources Officer for Pueblo County. Yesterday was my first day. I had quite a bit to do, to run around. I'm still going to struggle learning everyone's names. If you catch me looking at your badge, that's on purpose. I want to make sure I learn it right the first time. I've already learned there's several Patricias, Trishas, and deviations of my name, so I'm only going to make it more confusing, but I do think I am the only Trish so far. I'm very much looking forward to making a significant difference and to honor this county with the ability, hopefully, of bringing in a culture of accountability and trust. And I hope to be able to meet all of you to learn what your individual needs are so we can do this as a collective. Very much honored to be here. Thank you so much for allowing me to introduce myself.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Trish.
Thank you.
We're excited to have you. And I would just say your introduction is a nice segue into what I wanted to make in my comments today, which is there used to be a breakfast that was held, I believe, on Fridays by our Chamber of Commerce called Wake Up Pueblo. Does anybody remember the Wake Up Pueblo breakfast? Okay, Frank would remember. I was really super young. Anyway, the reason I bring that up is that at that time, we would celebrate things at that breakfast. The Wake Up Pueblo breakfast was meant to highlight the best of Pueblo, what we do well, what's great about our community. And I think over the years, we've lost that. And Pueblo is not paying attention to what's great about our community. And I just want to say, as a county commissioner, I know there's a lot of negative things that we could focus on. But I also believe it's time to wake up and look for the opportunities. And I know change is hard. It's easy to get comfortable. We almost get salient in that and we decide, well, we'll just put up with what we've got. We're used to it. It's okay. Why change? I believe Pueblo County is in that moment where we have to wake up Pueblo and make some big moves. Some ones that maybe somebody think that's a risky chance. Like, how do you know that's going to work? Well, we don't. We just know we need to change. We need to do things differently. We need to be available to understand the community and where it's headed. And we also, as a county, need to wake up. We need to be a better county that serves our constituents, a better county in the way we serve them, and we can learn and do better. And so I come today to you saying, as a county commissioner, from the moment I stepped into this role, I've been looking for those moments, and some of them have been difficult and hard, and not always liked. You're not always going to have decisions liked, and I understand that. But at the end of the day, what we're trying to build and what we're trying to do as a board is establish a leadership pattern in our community that says, we believe we can take a chance, make a decision, and make things better. And if it doesn't work out, we can shift and do better. It's okay to take a chance. It's okay to take a risk. This is how you change things. And so my commissioner comments really relate to, let's get back to waking up Pueblo. Quit being asleep on the things that you need to pay attention to, and let's wake up and make a difference where we can. And if you see something failing, let us know. This board is not afraid of that. We have shifted and changed over the last year on many, many things because we don't know exactly where to go either. We're learning. Sometimes you learn by failing. That's not wrong either. The only failure is if you don't change after the failure, right? So as a commissioner, I just want to extend that. I will end my comments with, again, we had heard about the Leaders and Legends event this Friday at 11 a.m., but also there will be the Fallen Officers Memorial, as Commissioner Swearingen mentioned, and I'll be attending both on Friday. Thursday, of course, we had the opening of our new detention center, and it was a really phenomenal event. It was super windy.
Yeah.
That hill is very windy. But it was a great event because we had our former sheriff there, we had many dignitaries. But to see that building stand and be available now to provide a safe space for those that work there and those that are detained there, and know that it's not going to have the issues that our old facility has, is a huge achievement. And as you said, Commissioner, if anyone thinks we do not need the new jail, they should tour the old one. You will quickly understand why we need a different facility. And I see you in the back shaking your head. Our facilities, people know that better than anybody. So I'm looking forward to the day that we can actually move and get our staff and the inmates in there and out of the old facility, because that will alleviate a lot of pressure on our facilities department to keep maintaining a building that is out of useful life. So congrats to all of those that worked really hard to get that detention center open. We've got a couple loose ends to finish, but we're about at that finish line, and it was prior boards than ours that made those calls, but we're here to finish the job, and we did. And so congratulations to our sheriff's department, our sheriff, and everyone who worked so hard on that project. Thank you.
Thank you. Cool. All right. Thanks, everybody. Our next meeting will be May 12th. I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. We are adjourned.